Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the thick of it with Anthony Burgess's A Clockwork Orange. We've got excerpts, key moments from the novel, and we're going to try and unpack this really unsettling world, the language, NADSAT, and the big questions it throws up about free will, society, all that. Even going back through these bits, it's still pretty disturbing stuff.
It really is. And I think what grabs you straight away is that first-person viewpoint. You're right inside Alex's head from page 1, experiencing his reality, however twisted, and you immediately hit that unique language barrier almost.
Okay, yeah, let's start there. The Korova Milk Bar, this milk plus mesto place.
Huh?
Alex and his droogs, his friends, they're drinking milk, but it's laced with drugs, right? Velicet or Synthamesque or Draincrom.
And it either gives them these horror show good hallucinations, or it primes them, gets them ready for violence.
With dirty 20-to-1 gang violence. And the key thing, it's not about dang money. Their pockets are full.
No, it's purely for the thrill, the pleasure of ultra-violence, as Alex calls it. Violence as kind of recreation.
Right, and that language NADSAT.
Yeah, and that's it. It's brilliant, really. It pulls you in, makes the world feel authentic to Alex, but at the same time, it creates this distance. It's this weird mix. Russian words, English slang, some words Burgess just made up.
Like rasudox for minds, glazzies for eyes.
Rot for mouth, Carmen for pocket, Tolchok is a hit, Melchiks are boys, Devotchkas are girls. It's almost like learning a dialect.
Definitely. And their look is just as specific. These really tight black tights and the jelly mold thing, the cod pieces with weird designs like a spider or a clown face. Then the waisty jackets with no lapels but massive shoulders, plechos, he calls them.
Big, built-up shoulders.
And those off-white cravats like whipped up kartoffel with potato. It's quite a look.
It is. It's a uniform, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aggressive, distinctive, matches their whole philosophy.
And we see that philosophy in action pretty quick. That first act of violence they describe, attacking the creeching old Vec, the old man.
Yeah, outside the library.
So random, so cruel, tearing out his false teeth, Zubies, crushing them, stripping them.
And just laughing.
Just laughing while he stumbles off. It's violence as performance, completely detached.
And that detachment really raises a key question, I think. What happens to a society when violence becomes just entertainment?
Yeah.
Ritualized like this, with no empathy, no real goal beyond the act itself.
Yeah, that detachment is chilling. And it continues, doesn't it? It gets more calculated. Like the Sammy Act at the Duke of New York pub.
Right.
They put on this whole show buying drinks for these old babuchkas, old women on state aid.
Pouring dang money on the table, buying them expensive drinks, Fire Golds, Yank General Cognac.
All just to set up an alibi so they can go rob Slosa's shop later.
Exactly. The Sweets and Cancer's cigarette shop.
And the robbery itself. The masks are part of it, too. These horror show maskies.
Excellent masks, yeah. Of historical figures, bizarrely. Disraeli, Elvis, Henry VIII.
E.B. Shelley, the poet. It's grotesque.
It is, and the violence escalates. Against Slouse, then his wife, Mother Slouse.
She bites Alex, and he just loses it, beats her brutally. That line about the blood brought the red out like an old friend. Chilling.
Yeah, it really is. And if you connect this back to the alibi, it's this profound moral inversion, isn't it? They're more careful about managing how they appear the fake generosity than they are about the actual horrific violence they commit. Appearance over reality.
And things start to fray within the gang, too. There's that moment after the opera singer.
Ah, yeah. Dim makes some crude remark.
And Alex just snaps. Punches him right on the mouth. Calls it vulgarity.
Which is ironic coming from him.
Totally. But it sparks this challenge, right? Georgie and Pete start talking about leadership being more democratic-like.
They question Alex's authority, which, doesn't go down well.
Not at all. Alex immediately puts them back in line with addressing a fight, uses his razor, his cutthroat Britva, and Dim's chain, his Uzi, wounds them both.
Yeah, reasserts control. Ruthlessly.
What's fascinating there, I think, is how fragile those drig bonds actually are.
Absolutely. Ego, power. It just shatters any sense of loyalty. It really foreshadows the inevitable collapse, doesn't it?
It does. And the collapse comes with that final betrayal, the planned robbery at the manse.
The old woman's house, the starry pizza with the cats and valuables.
Alex insists on going in alone, wants to prove he's the leader, the best.
But Dim gets his revenge.
Yeah. After being cut by Alex earlier, Dim just leaves him, pins him down, chains his eyelids, glazlids for the police, the Millicents to find.
Brutal. Which I guess leads to the question, is this karma? Is it a justified consequence for Alex's own violence? Or is it just the way their world works? Another turn of that violent wheel.
A good question. So Alex gets caught, ends up in state jail 84F, number 6655321. And it sounds awful. A crazy hellhole, dirty, brutal bully warders, forced labor, dehumanizing.
Standard procedure, it seems, in their world.
And while he's inside, he finds out Georgie's dead, killed in another robbery.
Right. But Dim and Pete got away from that one.
Which again highlights that randomness you mentioned.
Exactly, the arbitrary nature of consequences. One dies, others walk free for basically the same kind of actions. It's not about justice, really.
And Alex, being Alex, starts manipulating the system inside. He pretends he's found religion.
Yeah, to get in good with the prison chaplain, the Charlie.
He listens to Bach and Handel, but twists it, fantasizes about biblical violence while listening. Even faith becomes a tool for him.
It's quite cynical, but it works, in a way. It gets him noticed.
Yeah, it leads him towards the Ludovico Technique, this reclamation treatment.
Pushed by the Minister of the Interior, the big idea to turn the bad into the good.
He gets transferred. Sterile white building. Dr. Brodsky, Dr. Branham.
And this is a real shift, you know, from just punishment to something else, behavioral control, which opens up massive ethical questions about free will, forced morality.
Yeah.
You know, can you make someone good?
You called it insidious before we started recording. Why insidious?
Well, because it sidesteps the whole idea of internal change, doesn't it? It's not about Alex choosing to be good or understanding why violence is wrong. It's pure conditioning, aversion therapy. They're basically hijacking his physical responses to force compliance. It bypasses his mind, his will. That feels insidious to me.
I see, yeah. And the process itself sounds horrific. Strapped in a chair.
Eyes, glazzies clamped open.
Getting injections after meals, thinking they're vitamins, and forced to watch these films. Extreme ultra-violence, beatings, Nazi stuff, executions, bodies, gas chambers.
Really horrific imagery. And crucially, with classical music playing. Beethoven's Fifth, his favorite.
And the effect is physical torture almost. His head, Gulliver, throbbing, nausea.
Can't close his eyes, can't escape it. And his beloved music becomes linked to this awful sickness, this pain, becomes concessively filthy.
He figures out it's the injections making him sick while watching the violence.
Yeah. And this is the core of it, isn't it? The technique works by creating this physical revulsion to violence. But, and this is the key point, it also poisons his love for art, for music, for beauty. It damages something fundamental in him. It's a dehumanizing trade-off.
Definitely. And the doctors, their justification is so cold. Dr. Branham says he's becoming healthy because he reacts to hatefulness with sickness.
And Brodsky is even more blunt. We are not concerned with motive, with the higher ethics. We are concerned only with cutting down crime and relieving the ghastly congestion in our prisons.
It's purely pragmatic, control over ethics.
Exactly.
So then they have his passing out day, the demonstration.
Right, to show he's cured.
They get some guy to provoke him.
Yeah.
Stomps on his feet and Nogus twists his ear. Uko.
And Alex tries to fight back, but immediately feels that horrible killing sickness.
Yeah, the conditioning kicks in. He has to act totally submissive, even lick the guy's boots, just to make the sickness stop. It's humiliating.
It is. And the chaplain speaks up then, doesn't he? Makes the moral point.
Yeah, he says Alex has no real choice anymore. He's not a creature capable of moral choice.
But the minister just brushes it off. The point is that it works. Results over morality.
They even do a test with a lovely young Devachka, young woman.
To show it affects sexual urges, too.
Right. He can't make any advances because the sickness starts. He just has to spout these worshipful words, beautiful and beauteous. It suppresses everything.
And that complete suppression, even of things like sexual desire, not just violence, it really forces you to question what it means to be human. What are the ethical lines for the state? Can you strip away fundamental drives and still call someone good or even human?
That's a really heavy point about choice. But couldn't you argue? I mean, isn't some control needed when you have violence like Alex's? It's such a tough line.
Oh, absolutely. That's the tightrope Burgess walks, isn't it? Individual freedom versus societal safety. How much freedom do you sacrifice for order? And what are the costs of methods like Ludovico? There are no easy answers there.
No, definitely not. And Alex finds that out when he's released. He goes home, but his parents, P&M, they've got a lodger, Joe.
And they've sold his stuff.
Yeah, for compensation for the victims. Some new rule. They basically kick him out. He's rejected.
Dust out.
And the conditioning keeps messing with him in other ways. He goes to a music shop.
Yeah, tries to listen to Mozart.
And gets sick again.
Yeah.
Because all music is now tainted by those films. He's lost the one thing he genuinely seemed to love.
It's tragic in a way, and it shows just how indiscriminate the conditioning is. The unintended consequences are devastating, poisoning his whole inner life, not just the violent parts.
He gets so desperate he wants to snuff it, kill himself, goes to the library, the public biblio,
It runs into the old man, the first victim we saw, the crystallography guy.
who recognizes him, and gets the other old guys to attack Alex.
And Alex can't fight back. He just gets hit with these feeble Tolchok's weak hits, feeling that sickness rise up again.
It's this really powerful moment of karma, retribution.
Yeah.
He's experiencing the helplessness he used to inflict.
Yeah, it's a brutal irony. His cure makes him completely vulnerable, prevents him from even defending himself. He's trapped by the very thing meant to fix him.
Then the police show up. Rescue him, you think.
Twist!
Yeah. It's Dim, his old droog, and Billy Boy, an old rival gang leader. They're cops now.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
They mock him, beat him up, take him for a little drive into the country for more summary punishment.
Yeah.
Off the books violence.
Right. So has anything really changed? That's the question it throws at you. The violence just continues, the roles have just shifted, the system seems just as brutal, just wearing a different uniform. External control didn't change the underlying cycle?
It's bleak. So Alex, completely broken, jumps out of a window, tries to end it all. He wakes up in a hospital, badly injured, can hardly speak.
And then the politicians dissent.
Yeah, Rubenstein, Z. Dolan, D.B. De Silva, they see an opportunity.
They spin his story. He becomes the boy victim of criminal reform scheme.
The headlines paint him as the victim now, not the perpetrator.
Hmm.
It's all about discrediting the government that used the Ludovico technique.
And his actual experience, his history, his crimes, they get completely lost in the political game. He's just a pawn again, used by a different set of players. His suffering is just fuel for their agendas.
And while he's recovering,
Yeah.
he starts to notice something.
Mm-hmm. The old urges are coming back.
Right. Violent thoughts, sexual thoughts, running ludies down, doing the old in, out, in, out.
And out the sickness.
Exactly. No pain, no nausea, the conditioning is wearing off.
Okay.
Or maybe he was undone by the trauma of the fall.
Yeah.
It's not entirely clear how, but he's reverting.
He's becoming uncured.
And the state knows it, or at least suspects. The Minister of the Interior visits him in the hospital.
Offers him a job, a fancy stereo.
Basically buys his silence, acknowledges their cure, and plans to use this reformed Alex for their political gain now. Smooth operator.
He even casually mentions that F. Alexander's, the writer Alex, attacked way back, has been put away, tidied up.
Which just shows, the state's cynicisms. They'll cure him, then uncure him, whatever suits their political needs. It was never about genuine rehabilitation, was it?
Doesn't seem like it. Always about control, managing crime stats, political advantage. The individual is secondary.
So Alex gets out. He's back. Back at the Korova Milk Bar, even.
Leading a new gang. Bully, Rick, Len.
But there's this odd little moment. He seems mean about money, wants to keep it himself, and he finds a photo of a baby in his pocket and just tears it up.
Yeah, it's ambiguous, isn't it? Is that a flicker of something, maybe regret or just emptiness? Or is it just him being selfish in a new way? It hints at maybe some complexity there, something shifting, perhaps.
Could be. And then, near the very end, he leaves these new droogs, says he's bored and a bit hopeless.
And he notices his taste in music is changing. He's listening to Malenki romantic songs, small romantic leader, instead of the big Bolshoi orchestras he used to love.
And he has this flash, this picture of himself as an old man. Maybe a hint of maturity. Or just weariness.
It suggests some kind of internal shift, however small.
And then he runs into Pete, one of the original droogs.
Who's settled down.
Yeah. Looks older, maybe 19, mustache, wearing a normal suit. And he's married. Wants to introduce his wife.
And Alex is just floored.
Completely.
Yeah.
Too young art thou to be married, old droog. Impossible. Impossible. He can't compute it.
And that encounter is really telling, I think. It brings things full circle, but Pete's normal life shows Alex the path he didn't take. The conventional path to growing up, it's a stark contrast. So the ending, it leaves you wondering, is Alex doomed to repeat his cycles forever? Or do these little changes, the boredom, the music, seeing Pete, suggest that maybe, just maybe, he is growing up in his own slow, painful way, that maybe there's a different ending possible for him down the line? It's famously ambiguous.
It really is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it leaves you thinking, doesn't it, about choice, good versus evil, how society tries to impose order, and what true goodness even means.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with is this. When the systems we create to fix problems, like crime, become as flawed, as manipulative, maybe even as brutal as the problems themselves, can genuine change ever really happen? Or are we just stuck repeating these cycles of control and rebellion, violence and suppression over and over again?